Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to be getting some of our planting done. I have all of these here are all different kinds of peppers. Oh, that's a tomato. These are all different kinds of peppers. Here's all different kinds of tomatoes. And then I have a couple eggplants as well because they take about as much time. So I'm just going to be planting all of these ones together today. Taking everything out of the seed cases, I am feeling a little bit overwhelmed because just look at the amount of seeds that I have. But at the same time, I did say that I wanted to specialize in growing peppers and tomatoes this year. Those were my main focus because I want to do a lot of things with those. So I'm gonna have a lot. Hopefully I'm gonna have enough space. We're gonna get the greenhouse started as soon as the snow melts and we have a good stretch of weather. We're gonna do the greenhouse. So that'll be room there. I already had plans this year that I was going to be expanding the garden. My garden right now cannot accommodate all this stuff, but like I said, we're gonna be accommodating and having soil dropped off and stuff like that before the season to get everything in the ground. I don't even know how much of these each I'm gonna plant. This is just so much, but right now I'm just thinking I'm just gonna do one row of each, so that'll give me 3 plants of each. And then throughout the year I'll figure out and see which ones I like, which ones I don't like, which ones I'll grow again, which ones I won't. And all the extra stuff I either plan on selling at a farmer's market or donating to the local food pantry or something like that. I don't know. I'm excited, and it feels like a lot of pressure. But I absolutely love planting, and I'm gonna do a time lapse and at the same time I'll stop and I'll talk through some things, just if I have some quick tips or whatever. Things that I've learned from already planting some flowers in these. I've already learned that I need to do something different with the soil. So yeah, feel free to plant all this many plants with me today. All right guys, so the first step is you get everything that you need in the vicinity. I highly recommend getting a tub like this. You could use a tote, you could use a plastic, anything honestly, but we had this lying around from when I was doing tomatoes. I was making tomato sauce. I got this for $7 from Home Depot. It's where the construction sand, it's supposed to mix concrete or something like that. But it was pretty big for my needs, so I was heck yes, I'll take that for $7. So this is seedling mix, and what you're gonna want to do is you just break up the clumps, and then what you want to do before you start planting, because you don't want to plant with dry soil and then put all the wet stuff on top of it. So what you're going to want to do before you even plant is dampen your soil a little bit. And you just want to do a little bit at a time because you don't want to get too much water in there. See how it's sticking together a little bit more now? So you just want to get it damp. You don't want any to be, you don't want it to be overrun with water and all soggy and gross. You can lightly spray the top when you're done, and I'll do that too, but just to make sure the seed gets a lot of water, but you just need it moist. You don't want anything super crazy. And then I'm just gonna create a space right here where this is where I'll put my seed pot down. Maybe I'll go like this. I just want to make sure that you guys can see. So if we're gonna start, I got some Roma tomatoes, and I'll do 6 Roma tomatoes because Roma tomatoes are kind of popular. So if my brother wants to buy some seed starts, or I can put some on Facebook Marketplace or something. So I'll do 1 in each. I'm not going to overload them. If they don't come up, they don't come up. That's, it's not bad to have extras. So what I do is I just put this in the bottom, and And then I put the soil in. And you don't want to tamp down hard, but you want to push it down just a bit. Like, I'm not forcing my fingers in there like crazy. I'm not putting a huge amount of pressure. And you want to do that because if you don't tamping it down just a little bit, this is very light and airy and there's a lot of air pockets. So once you bottom water or you water from the top, whichever one you're going to do, I recommend bottom watering. It's much more healthy for the plant. But when you start watering it, the air pockets, the soil just starts falling through. And then, like I said, you lose your seed and you don't have enough soil for your plant anymore. So you don't want to go, you want to tampen it down just a little bit, but you really don't want to go crazy. Tomatoes are pretty forgiving anyways, but you want to set yourself up for success. So these take 7 to 10 days to germinate. And you want to put them about 1/4 of an inch down. So, Roma tomatoes, maybe I'll do 2 with these. And then I'll just pinch if more than one comes up. Which they will. I've been having like great, very successful germination rates this year. Last year was not that great. It was probably the soil I was using. It was probably, I wasn't exactly sure what I was doing because it was the first time I tried to start my own seeds. So I put 2 in each. Let's get these buckets back in there. And even if you do 2, like, you can't even say it, there's still a shit ton of seeds left in there. You know, this is definitely enough for next year, maybe the next couple years. And then if I don't know if these are heirloom. So I don't know if I don't think I can save seeds from these. They are organic though. So you have your seeds like that, and these are supposed to be planted 1/4 of an inch. So then you just lightly want to cover your seeds. And I don't really tampen this part down. I don't want to make it like super hard for the seedlings to come up. I just cover it. So at this point, what you want to do is I'm going to put this back in here, but first, see there's stuff already falling out of the bottom. But first, before I do that, I'm going to make a label. I made the biggest mistake but last year, and I was like, yeah, I don't need a label, like I'll remember, no problem. I did not remember at all. So how I'm gonna label it is Roma tomato. Do it this way, so I pull down. So Roma tomato, and then I put the date just so I know what date I planted them. So I can tell, like, based on the germination days, if like I'm super off or not. And then I just stick it in the front, and there you go. That's your plant tag. So that one is done. Like, I definitely need a bit of a break. Seed starting is hard, actually. Yeah, kind of like hurts your back a little bit. And it's just like a lot of focusing to make sure you get like the right number of seeds in the cells and all that stuff. So I mean, I went along sparingly with this. I don't know why I did, because I have like 10 more of these downstairs. But I'm trying not to go way too overboard for myself this year. I'm trying to keep it simple because I am known to go overboard with things that I get interested in, and then things sometimes tend not to work out. So I'm trying to scale back and be like a little bit more reasonable. I think I might go through and I might do a couple more tomatoes, like the Roma tomatoes and the beefsteak tomatoes, just like the more like sweetie tomatoes, some more like well-known, so that I could, you know, sell those. I don't expect to make anything super crazy, but if I have the trays, I might as well plant a few things. But yeah, I'm super excited. I'm going to take a little break and then I will do my pepper tray. All right, guys, so I decided I'm going to show you how to just like fully do one tray in case I lose motivation and I don't finish my pepper tray. But what I was telling you about, like, you can mist the top. I got this spray bottle at Dollar Tree for $1. You want something with a fine mist. You don't want something that, like, my hands are dirty from planting. You don't want something like, you know, like that has like a super powerful like stream. So like when you spray it, it puts a hole in there because it disrupts the seed, it disrupts the soil. So you just want something that like very lightly, someone even messed with that. There we go, misting. It was on the wrong setting. You just want something that will very lightly moisten the top of it. And this is probably one of the only times that I moisten it from the top or dampen from the top. You don't typically want to water from the top because it causes something called damping. It encourages mold to grow, and when you bottom water, the roots grow stronger because they go down towards like the water source, and it just makes your roots stronger. It's just a healthier seedling altogether. So yeah, just go through little tips you learn across the way. So I noticed like these trays that I got from Bootstrap Farmer, you could buy like the big plastic domes. I tried to use one of the domes that came with like Jiffy, and it definitely worked, but it's just like a little bit of like an annoying struggle to try and get it to like fit in here. I don't know if it's because of the 6 cell, or I don't know if it's because it doesn't like properly fit on there because it's not made for it. I tried to cheap out and I definitely didn't want to buy domes, and my friend told me that she uses plastic wrap when she doesn't have a dome, and it works perfectly. So you just wrap your seed tray in plastic wrap, and that'll keep the moisture in until your seeds start germinating and popping, and then you remove the moisture tray, the plastic wrap on top. Once it's been there for like a few minutes, I'm sure you'll be able to see like the moisture start to gather. You can actually see it here gathering. So it does work. She showed me a lot of her stuff that she has done, and it's been successful with plastic wrap. So that is also like another option that you guys have. You don't have to go out and buy like all this crazy stuff. There's definitely ways to plant without having all like the newest and best gadgets. So I'm gonna use the plastic wrap, and I'll keep you updated so that you guys can see how my tomato plants are going. Comment what you guys use for your tomato plants. What are your favorite tomato plants? What are your favorite tomatoes for paste making, for sandwich making, for canning, because I definitely want to can like some whole tomatoes. Drop a comment, let me know. All right, guys, until I see you next time, have a good one. Bye.